With school coming around the corner, everyone is wondering whether or not they picked the right professor for their classes. So if you want to know whether or not you did, or if you want to know like tips on how to pick a right professor, stay tuned for this video. Hey everyone, it's Destiny, aka Becoming Dr. S, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to click the subscribe button so you can join a dot gang. This gang is all about empowering, motivating, and inspiring you to be the best you that you can be while living your best life. And make sure to click on post notifications so you can get notified every time I make a post. Today's video is going to be about tips on how to pick the right professor. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I'm pretty sure we have all heard of this website called Rate My Professor. So a lot of people put this website on a pedestal. They say like, this is the best website ever. You get the most accurate ratings. Only use this website. Well, I'm here to tell y'all.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
This website is not as accurate as most people put it to be. So here are the reasons why you shouldn't just use Rate My Professor. So, number one, on the website, you have an option of whether or not you want to put your grade that you received in a class. I feel like if I'm looking for a professor to take, I want to know what grades people made. Like, that can help me know that, okay, mostly people made A's, this is a great class, or mostly people made D's, this might not be the best class for me. That's one reason why. Second reason why, it doesn't tell you, like, you only know what people comment, meaning you don't know if the professor gives out homework, gives out quizzes, how to test, or you don't know any of that on that website unless the person willingly comments. But if the person doesn't comment, how would you know? That's two reasons why. The last reason why is that you're going to have people on the website who, one, didn't go to class, they didn't go to class at all, and let's say they made a 67 and all of a sudden they went 8, and they email the professor and be like, hey man, look, I got a 67 and I'm wondering, can I get an A in your class? And they email them and they basically say, no, you should have went to class. Or you might have people who actually put in the effort, went to class, and they showed effort to the professor, but for some reason the professor doesn't want to round up their score. So you're gonna have those people that I call that are on mad days. So they're gonna take any opportunity to rant. But I am gonna give you guys 3 websites that you can use along with Rate My Professor to determine whether or not you have the right professor for you. The first website I'm going to give you guys is facultyinfo.unt.edu. This website allows you to view your professor's syllabi. So let's say that if you're interested in taking poli-sci and you want to take it with this certain professor, you will go on this website and you'll basically type in the professor's name and you will see all the classes that they have taught at UNT. You will go to the correct poli-sci section that you want. Poli-sci is political science. So you will go to the right poli-sci section that you want, click on it, and you should see the syllabi. Now you won't see it for the current year. So for instance, let's say if you're watching this video right now in fall 2019, you're not going to see fall 2019 syllabus on there, but you are going to see spring 2019 syllabus on there. So this website allows you to see how the classes ran. So seeing how classes ran is very, very important. That lets you know how many quizzes a professor gives, how many tests a professor gives. Now I will say that the professor can alter the syllabus a little bit for your incoming year, but I will say it shouldn't be a drastic change. But with that being said, I will look at all the past syllabi that's on the website. I will compare all of them. If you see a trend 9 times out of 10, you know that, okay, this professor basically gives out this many quizzes for the remaining years. Most likely it's going to be like that continuing on. So using this website will allow you to see how the class will be ran, whether or not you want to, you can determine whether or not from the syllabi the class is going to be easy or hard. Basically, by using facultyinfo.unt.edu and Rate My Professor, you can not only see how people feel about the class from Rate My Professor, but you can also see how it's going to be ran. So that goes into my second reason that I said why you shouldn't use it alone, which was that you don't really know how the class is going to be ran unless people say going to get tests and quizzes and homework. Now, if you combine these two websites, you get to see how people feel about the website, and you get to see how the class will most likely be ran, which is very important. So now we're about to get into the second website that you should use along with Rate My Professor to help you pick the right professor for you. And side note, if you don't go to UNT and you're watching this video, if your school has any websites that are similar to this, please comment down below and let your fellow students know, because we all need the help that we can get. Like, we already gonna be broke college students. We don't need to be broke and stressing out about like a certain professor class. So if you can help someone else, please share this video with them, or please comment down below of similar websites that your school offers. So this next website is called UNT Grades. Now, this website is strictly for UNT students. You get to see not only the grade distribution, but you get to see how many people made the A, the B, the C, the D, and the F. So you get to see, for instance, poli-sci. So let's say, again, we're taking poli-sci with Dr. Johnson. You would go on the website and you will type in the subject, the course number, the instructor. On there, you can also see the many different sections that the course offers. Now, when using this website, you have to take into consideration that some of these classes were at 8 a.m. If the class was at 8 a.m., you're not going to see as a good grades as you would see if the class is at 11 o'clock. Now, you don't know that, but let's say like if you go on the website and you see that for one class it's like you have mostly A's and B's, very little C's and D's, and then for another section of that class you see you have mostly C's and D's and F's. You can kind of infer that the C, D's, and F might be at 8 a.m. because if it's 8 o'clock in the morning, you're not going to be as productive, and statistics has proven that people tend to perform better in afternoon classes than morning classes. So that could be a reason why that you're seeing that. So that's like the main stipulation with this website. Trends that I would say notice that, like I said, the 8 a.m. trend, but also if you see a trend of most people making B's in that class, it's most likely true, it's accurate. It's going to be most likely that a lot of people make B's. And if that is something that bothers you, you can look at it from two ways. You can look at it like, one, I'm not going to take the class, I don't want to be in that B percentile. Or you can look at it as two, motivation. Look at it as if I'm not going to be in this 30 make F's. Just say I'm not going to be a part of these percentages. I am going to be a part of the percentage that makes A's. And I feel like that can also motivate you too. So I'm about to share how to use all these websites together. So you will use Rate My Professor first to see how people feel about the class. Now, something that I didn't include before this is you should look at it from an average standpoint. So let's say, for instance, that you see most people saying that it's bad. 9 times out of 10, the class might be bad. And if so, if you really don't want to continue on with the next website, you don't have to. Me personally, I would, just to get verification that, okay, this is bad. If you see most of it is good ratings, 9 times out of 10, the class is going to be good. And I would still check for verification just to prove that it's good. Or if you see like a mixture, that's when using these websites will really come in handy. So that's how you use Rate My Professor, and this is how you will use faculty info. So once you get an insight of the general overview, you will look at how the class will be ran. How the class will be ran, like I said, will tell you how hard the class is. Do you have tests? Do you have quizzes? This can also help you know like how you need to study for the class. Like you can see whether or not that, okay, I don't know much information about these topics, so let me go research this before class starts. That can help you. That's something that I didn't include in the previous part because I was trying to combine all of it together. So this is how you will use UNT Grades. Now, UNT Grades will allow you to see the distribution of the class. That basically, to me, that verifies what Rate My Professor is saying. If you see a lot of people commenting bad things about that website and about that professor, and you go on the website and you see that, okay, not a lot of people did well, okay, then I can verify that, okay, this is not the best professor for me, and vice versa if you saw that it was good. So this is how you use all 4 both websites together. And now I'm about to share with y'all 2 other tips that you can use to determine the best professor. The 5th tip is social media. Now, I know a lot of you guys are saying, why would I use social media? That doesn't seem accurate enough. But it also lets you know what other people think about it. So here's how you would do it. So most likely, depending on your college would be most active on Twitter. So you would go on Twitter, type in, make a tweet and say, hey, who's the best professor to take for biology 101 or whatever, and you would hashtag all the hashtags. So you would hashtag, for instance, if I was doing that, I would say, who is the best professors to take for biology, bio 101, and I would hashtag UNT, hashtag UNT 22, 21, 20, and 19. I would hashtag everybody, anybody that can see it. 9 times out of 10, they will comment, and if they're very friendly with you, they will literally DM you, and y'all will have a conversation. Cause like I remember I had a conversation with this girl about classes to take and what it was like being pre-med at UNT, and she really helped me. She also let me know like what's the best professors to take. And another instance that I used Twitter to help me was I was so confused on what OChem professor to take, and I made a tweet about it, and this upperclassman commented and was like, and that kind of leads into my sixth tip, which is talk to.
My God, pull yourself together.
My 6th tip, which is talk to upperclassmen. Let's say that you're already on a campus and you're trying to pick out courses for spring semester. This is when talking to upperclassmen is key, especially if you're not a person that goes on social media. Now, you can join organizations that can help you out with this. For example, I joined Minority Association for Medical Students. I joined MAPS, and a whole lot of upperclassmen in there that are pre-meds. And sometimes I go and I ask them like, hey, who is the best professor to take for chemistry? Who is the best professor to take for medical terminology? And we talk about those things. So talking to upperclassmen is very, very essential, and that will get you connected on campus. So that ends this video. These are all the 6 tips. Please use these websites, please. I didn't know about UNT grades in Prof Picker until I'm gonna say like spring semester of last year. My bio SI was telling us about it, and if I would have known these 2 websites, I would not have taken some of my professors. I would not have taken them. And also facultyinfo.unt.edu, I would highly recommend telling us about it. And if I would have known these 2 websites, I would not have taken some of my professors. I would not have taken them. And also facultyinfo.unt.edu, I would highly recommend using that website. I discovered that website before my spring semester, so I was able to use that website, but I couldn't use UNT grades to determine my schedule for next year, because by the time that I discovered the website, the registration was closed. So, and for those of you who basically have already registered for classes and it's too late to try to change a professor, using these websites can also help you. It just lets you know how hard you have to work and how hard you have to study. I thought it was important for me to include this because maybe a lot of y'all might comment and be like, well, it's too late now, I already picked classes. Well, now you'll know for the upcoming years, and you can also use these websites to basically help you like, okay, I know that I need to study. I know that I need to work my butt off. I know I need a tutor. I know I need to do all things I can do to make sure I do well and excellent in this class. This concludes the video. If you guys like it and you want more college advice videos, let me know. Comment down below of other college advice videos you guys want, and stay tuned for a new video.